I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. Today I want to talk about how do you say no? Why am I talking about this? How is this related to your health? How to say no? It's related to your health in a huge way. Today, most people who overeat, most people who skip workouts, most people who can't sleep well at night, most people who have poor emotional health is because of what they go through during a day. We create our own stress. We take on more work on our plate by not being able to say no. We become people pleasers thinking that our self-worth will go up if we keep pleasing people all the time. But instead of our self-worth and our self-respect going up, we only start to feel more victimized. We feel that we're taken advantage of. We feel that we've become doormats. We feel that people are taking us for granted. This makes us sad. This makes us stressed. When we're sad and we're stressed, our cortisol and adrenaline levels go up. Estrogen goes up, testosterone falls down. We have cravings to eat food to replace those emotional voids. We think that food can fill those voids, so we end up overeating, overdoing it on sugar, overdoing it on carbs, just to feel better. Now, when we overdo it on that, we feel sluggish and we feel lethargic, so we don't feel like working out. We don't work out, we're not tired enough, we're constantly stressed. Why is this person taking advantage of me? Why can't I just say no? I feel used. So we have those thoughts in our mind. We can't sleep at night. We wake up sleep deprived with more cravings for carbs, more cravings for caffeine, and the cycle repeats itself over and over again. And then we have poor emotional health because we don't feel we're living our truth. We feel that we're being controlled by someone. We feel we're being controlled in relationships. So now our emotional wellness falls. Along with that, our immunity falls. Our inflammation goes up. We put on more weight. And you see, it's an endless, vicious cycle. So yes, learning how to say no is extremely necessary for your good health. Now, a lot of people can say no easily. And a lot of us find it very difficult to say no. Look at kids. Have you ever realized how easy it is for children to say no until a particular age? They just say no if they don't want to do something. They just say no if they don't feel like eating. They just say no for so many things. It's because they don't have layers. They don't have fear of that kind of rejection until the elders make them feel rejected, and they make them feel that every time you say no, it's rude. You can't hurt someone else's feelings. Say yes even if you don't want to say yes. So we teach at a young age, most children learn that saying no is very rude. Saying no will hurt someone else's feelings. So today, if you're that kind of person who finds it difficult to say no, it could have a lot to do with your childhood. It could have a lot to do with society, where we're all told to say yes, even if we don't want to say yes. We're not allowed to express our emotions, but it's never too late to change. Let's say today someone comes up to you and says, I want you to do this, okay? And in your heart, you don't really want to do it. You have three choices. You may still say yes because you don't want to appear to be rude, you don't want to hurt the other person's feeling, so you say yes. But when you say yes, you end up feeling miserable about yourself. You feel victimized, like, why do they always ask me and why do I always end up doing it? So you have that one choice, say yes and feel miserable and feel victimized. The second choice, you have the choice to say no, and you will feel a little bit low, but your self-esteem goes up because you said no. And the third choice is you say no and you don't care. Your self-esteem is claimed. You've arrived. Okay? What we need to understand is, why do we feel these negative feelings if we have to say no? Because of the fear of rejection. Almost every human being has the fear of rejection, the fear of being rejected. So what happens is, when we say no, we automatically think that we're hurting the other person. The other person will feel disappointed. The other person will feel sad. The other person may feel angry. The other person may reject us, or we may appear in their mind to be unkind and rude. These are all our own thoughts, and these are our own fears. It doesn't have to happen that way. Okay? Our fear of rejection keeps us from evolving in life. Our fear of rejection keeps us from getting into the right relationships and staying in the wrong relationships. Our fear of rejection doesn't allow us to get onto a healthy path of losing weight. We put the fear of rejection as our motivation, so we fail eventually, because the fear of motivation brings a considerable amount of stress in our lives, and stress brings cortisol, adrenaline, high estrogen, low progesterone, low testosterone, and everything else. It affects our sleep, our happiness, and everything else. So how do we learn to say no? How do we learn to say no? The first step is very, very simple. Just say it. Just say it. Don't beat around the bush. Don't say, oh, I would like to do this, but I need to do this. Oh, I'm so sorry. If you come back 2 weeks later, I'll do this. No, just say no. Just say no. Assertively and kindly. You don't have to use aggression. You can say no and maybe give a little bit. I'm really sorry. As much as I would like to help you, I really cannot take this on right now. You do not have to give excuses. You don't have to look for validation. You don't have to justify at all. Just say it. If you're saying it with ego and pride, or you're saying no to something that you're supposed to do, that's a different ball game. I'm talking about everything ad hoc that comes into your life. Truly ask yourself, can I do this? Do I want to do this? If the answer is no, just say it. Be assertive, be kind, be courteous. Okay? The next thing is always realize that a lot of people asking you to do stuff, they use tactics and they use manipulation. They know how to manipulate you, and a lot of people try to get you to do stuff for them, okay? Because they're trying to manipulate you. They use tactics. They use what's the word that I'm trying to look for? They make you feel bad if you don't say yes. Some people hold a promotion as a carrot for you. Some people say, oh, you'll never grow in life if you say no all the time. They're trying to get their work done. So be mindful to identify where there's manipulation and tactics, and be above that. Be above that. Say no with assertiveness, in a courteous manner, without making excuses, without beating around the bush, without going around in circles. Because you've already decided. You have decided that you cannot do it. So you don't have to justify or wait for validation. Set your boundaries. I always tell this to everyone. Every teenage kid out there, every adult, or whatever it is. If you have not set boundaries for your relationship, if you have not set boundaries at your workplace, if you've not set boundaries with your parents have not set boundaries with you, okay, you will have chaos in your life. Setting boundaries is not disrespectful. Setting boundaries, in fact, brings in more self-respect. I set myself boundaries with everyone. A kid can set their boundaries with their parents, and, I will respect you, I will do these things, but please, I need your respect for these particular things. Knock before you come in. Ask me when you want me to do something, ask me kindly. Don't order me. Don't think I'm your slave. Don't use authority. You can use discipline, but don't use authority. There are so many ways for a teenager to draw boundaries, and for parents to draw boundaries, and you to draw boundaries in your relationship. It's all great in my relationship, but these are my boundaries. Okay? You cannot lie, or you cannot cheat, or whatever it is. Okay? Draw your boundaries. If you don't draw your boundaries, you become the doormat, and it's no one's fault but yours. Every human being doesn't need to know what your boundaries are. You need to express your boundaries to people. People cannot assume what your boundaries are. So if you don't express them, it's your fault in a huge way. So if you've expressed your boundaries the right way, people are not going to try to manipulate you. People are not going to try to use tactics. People will know that if Luke has the bandwidth, he will say yes, but if he doesn't, he will say no. That's the boundary I've drawn. So draw your boundaries, very, very important. Be firm. Be very, very firm in your decision. Sometimes put the question back on someone. So someone comes and says, Luke, I need you to see 30 patients today. I'll say, I can see 30 patients, maybe over the next 5 days. Is that okay with you? Because that's the only way it can work. So instead of saying no directly, I'm putting it back on them. Someone comes and says, Luke, I need you to fly to 5 cities in the next 5 days. I can fly to 5 cities, but it's going to happen over the next 1 month, because that's what I can do and that's how effective I can be. So you see, you don't say no directly, but you also put your point forward. You can do it, you want to do it, but as per your terms and your conditions. This may not always work in a work environment, but you can always put it forward. Yes, boss, you need me to do it in 24 hours. It's not possible, but I can definitely do it over the next 3 days. Okay? Because I want to be effective, I want to deliver quality, and I want to be able to do it the right way. So you see, people don't step on you, people don't use you on doormats. If you're in a relationship at work where it's abusive and they tell you, I don't care, they threaten you with promotions, right then you know you're in the wrong environment. Now it's your choice to continue there, or you have the excuses to continue. Remember, every human being has a choice or an excuse. It is up to you to choose which one you want to use the right way. Never apologize or make excuses. Never. At the most, I'm really sorry I can't help you right now. I'm really sorry I can't take this on right now. I'm really sorry I can't be this person that you want me to be right now because I'm going through my own stuff. That's the most you can apologize, but never make excuses. Oh, if I was free, I would have done this. Oh, if I had more tools, I would have done this. No excuses. You've decided. Keep your self-respect, your self-worth up. You do not need to give excuses. Remember that your self-worth does not depend on what you do for other people. There are people pleasers out there who only go on doing more and more and trying to please people, try to suck up to people, thinking that their self-worth is going to go up. It never works. In fact, it will backfire on you. Because one day you realize, I can't do that anymore. I'm not getting anything back from this. So you stop doing it. And the day you stop doing it is the day everyone will sit on your head and say, oh, you've changed. You used to be this good person. Now you've changed. So you allow judgment to come in your life. Don't be that people pleaser. Do not be that person. All of us have played that role at some point. I used to be a people pleaser at the start of my career because no one knew who I was. No one knew who Luke is. So I would go out of my way to please people, give them free programs, see 30 to 40 patients in a day, until I started feeling more and more miserable. My self-respect and my self-esteem was being robbed from me. I had to reclaim it. So you can reclaim it at any point in your life. You have to only decide when you need to do it. And never lie. Never, ever lie. Someone calls you over for a dinner and you don't want to go. Don't lie. Just say, I'm not up to it. Or I have something planned today. Don't lie that, oh, I'm sick, I'm like this or whatever, because your self-esteem comes right down. You're still trying to look for validation through your lie. So you don't have to do that. Remember, the fear of rejection. The day we learn to overcome our fears by saying no is the day you will feel in control and you will feel empowered. Learn to start saying no the right way. That is one of the best ways to boost your self-esteem, to feel empowered and to feel free. You can never feel true freedom if you're constantly saying yes when you want to say no. Remember, by saying no, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're selfish. It doesn't mean you're unkind. Know your value. Know your own self-esteem. Okay, when you say no, if you feel trapped, if you feel guilty, it's a bad thing. Say no and say no because it makes you feel good and you really can't help. By doing that, you will feel empowered and free. This is why it is so important for us to learn to say no, because so many people are trapped in that guilt. They're trapped in that thing, people will like me if I do more. People will like me if I act the way they want me to act. People will love me more if I say the things they want to hear. Let me tell you, it never works that way. Never, ever works that way. That's when you allow more manipulation, more tactics to be played by the other person, more power play in relationships, and the loss of your own self-esteem. So practice it. You're not a bad person if you say no. You're not a superman, you're not a superwoman, you're not a superhero. You can't do everything. If you can and you want to, without bringing down your self-respect, your self-esteem, and you feel truly to do that, by all means, go ahead and do it. But if you don't, learn to say no. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.